The allure of rescuing others is a tempting illusion, a trap disguised as virtue. It whispers promises of purpose, of meaning, of becoming the hero in someone else's story. Yet saving people is rarely just about them. It's about you. It's the ego's favorite game, masked as selflessness, fueled by the desire to feel indispensable. What could be more intoxicating than playing the hero? The power, the control, the admiration, all wrapped in the glittering veneer of goodness. But people don't really want to be saved. Not truly. They claim they do. They cry out, beg for help, plead for deliverance. Yet, the moment you reach out, they drag you down. Because to be saved is to admit weakness, and nothing terrifies the human soul more than confronting its own fragility. Rescuing others isn't noble. It's perilous. It pulls you into their chaos, their pain, their failures. Before long, you find yourself drowning in the very waters you tried to pull them from. There's an even darker truth. Sometimes, rescuing someone isn't about helping them. It's about controlling them. The savior complex thrives on dependency. When you save them, they owe you. When you rescue them, you become the hero, and they, the grateful subject. It's a subtle power play, cleverly disguised as kindness. But power, no matter how virtuous it appears, is still power. And as we know, power corrupts. What happens when your rescue fails? When they revert to their old patterns, their familiar misery, their habitual chaos? Suddenly, the savior becomes the scapegoat. The hero transforms into the villain. You were supposed to save them, to fix them, to make their pain disappear. And when you fail, they place the blame squarely on you. Rescuing others is a thankless task, one that often leaves the rescuer destroyed and the victim unchanged. The truth is, not everyone is meant to be saved. Some cling to their suffering as if it were a lifeline, unwilling to let go, unwilling to change. They pull you into their darkness, not because they seek the light, but because they want company in the abyss. Helping such people doesn't elevate them. It drags you down. And when you're finally at rock bottom with them, they'll still cry out for a savior. The appeal of rescuing others lies in its deceptive simplicity. It feels good, clean, rewarding. Someone else's problem becomes your purpose. For a brief moment, your own chaos fades into the background. But it's an illusion, a distraction, a hollow victory. Because no matter how many lives you save, there's one person you can never rescue, yourself. And in the end, isn't that the only rescue that truly matters? There's a reason why heroes in stories always pay the ultimate price. They sacrifice themselves for others, for a world that barely notices their absence. They burn out, consumed by the flames of their own altruism, leaving behind only ashes and regret. The allure of rescuing others promises immortality, the chance to be remembered, the opportunity to make a difference. But immortality has a price, and it's always the hero who pays it. The strongest individuals don't rescue. They inspire. They don't throw themselves into the fire to save others. They teach others how to walk through the flames on their own. True strength isn't about doing the work for someone else. It's about showing them they're capable of doing it themselves. The allure of rescuing others is a trap. The real power lies in teaching people to save themselves. Because in the end, the savior is a lonely figure, loved when needed, forgotten when not. Their worth is measured by how many lives they touch, their value determined by their usefulness. But who touches theirs? Who saves the savior when the burden becomes too heavy? Rescuing others is noble in theory, but in practice, it's often hollow, leaving the hero empty and the saved unchanged. The harsh truth is, not everyone is worth saving. It's a bitter realization, one that most refuse to accept. The world thrives on the comforting fantasy of universal redemption. the belief that every soul can be saved if someone tries hard enough. But reality cares little for fantasies. Some people are beyond saving, not because they're lost, but because they don't want to be found. Trying to save them, that's the quickest way to destroy yourself. Saving someone is always a transaction, whether or not you admit it. You give your time, your energy, pieces of your soul, and in return, you hope for change. But what happens when that change never comes? When your efforts are met with apathy, resistance, or worse, betrayal? Some battles can't be won, and some people are content to drown. Walking away is the hardest thing to do, but the cost of staying is always greater. Choosing who to save means choosing who to let go. It's not cruelty, it's survival. The manipulative, the ungrateful, the perpetual victims who drag you into their endless spiral of chaos. They don't want help. They want control. They want someone to blame when their lives refuse to change. Saving such people isn't heroism. It's self-destruction. And a hero who can't save themselves saves no one. The world is full of martyrs, people who sacrifice themselves for causes that were never theirs to begin with. They burn bright for a moment, only to leave behind the wreckage of their own lives. Martyrdom may be glorified, but it's ultimately hollow. The wise ones know better. They pick their battles, fight for what matters, and leave the rest to those naive enough to try. The people who deserve saving are the ones willing to save themselves. They stumble, they fall, they fail, but they rise. They take your hand, not as a crutch, but as a tool to pull themselves forward. They don't demand help, they earn it. And when you save them, it's not just for their sake. It's for the ripple effect their growth creates. These are the battles worth fighting. The rest, let them go. Those who wallow in their misery, feeding off your energy while refusing to change. They're not worth it. Walk away, not out of coldness, but out of wisdom. Your energy is finite, and wasting it on the undeserving leaves you powerless to help those who truly need you.